We're good, Nikki?
Yep.
Do they have to download an app or they just barcode send your shit?
All right, so I will explain it to them. So I just started this.
Shit is fire, by the way.
I know, super fire. I just started this thing called Confessions Questions after my show where people can type in confessions or questions, whatever they want. And we're going to try it out. The app, we were talking about the app and how expensive it is. $900 for the year. But there's no other, I looked for other companies. I went on ChatGPT and I was like, what are other, and they were like, just really this one. And you could do it on Google Forms or this, but it's so convenient. I mean, how convenient it is. You pop up, it just says, ask the question. So yesterday, Saturday show, we got 31 questions.
That's fire.
31, dog.
That's fire.
Some of them were unusable.
Oh, really?
Yes. Well, some of them are like stupid. Like one guy put like, do you ever put the fork in the outlet? You look like that kind of guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's some dudes that are just angry with their girl. They don't want to be there and like putting stupid shit, like trying to be funny.
I don't understand.
Just cornball shit, weirdo shit. But some girl puts, I like you more than I like my man.
Yeah.
So, but then I'm thinking, because we spoke about this. We spoke about this and I said,
Is it really anonymous or can you see?
No, it's anonymous, but it's all anonymous. You can put your name in if you want, but she put it as anonymous. So I'm thinking, bro, she raised her hand.
And the dude was sitting right
and
there with her.
He looks down like this.
Yeah. And she hugged him as if to say,
and she goes,
she was so happy about it.
And I was like, you need to hit her when you get home.
Yeah, exactly. On top of the head.
I'm obviously kidding. I'm obviously kidding, but that.
What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, I was
what the fuck?
I didn't like it. Obviously, it's all fun and games. It's a joke, whatever. I didn't like because the way he reacted. Right. Like if he would have been like, fucking bitch, and like whatever, it would have made it less. Yeah. But you could.
It was just hurt to the core.
You could obviously tell like that hurt his feelings, and I was like, ugh.
She hot though?
No, she was just a regular.
I mean, she was better looking than him, but
oh, it was brutal, dude. But and then the obviously the girl who said my girl is wearing vibrator underwear right now. That was super cool, and they were really fun.
Yeah, they were great. They were fun. And he was like,
crazy.
Yeah, I don't want her to do that.
Yeah.
And then you let off. That interaction was great because you didn't try to push.
Yes.
And he was being cool about it.
Cool.
That's
you know what
awesome.
I mean? I was like,
Yeah. No, that was really
and
good.
There were other people who you asked, like, do other people do this shit? And like a handful of women were like, yeah.
I said, has anybody else ever done that? And they were like, and I was like, wow, that's nuts.
And I guess it's like a kink, right? You
Yeah,
just have
and it's so funny because I was talking to Chrissy about it on the phone, and I was like, would you ever do it? You know what I mean? And she was like, yeah. That, but obviously, but I said like, well, what would even be an appropriate like situation that I would be comfortable with? Because I'm such a jealous person. I'd be like, bitch, you better stop making that face.
No, the whole thing is it's control for you now.
Yeah, it's control for you, like, and you can arouse her.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is like,
if you're on vacation though,
if we're like out in front of this like mad random people and I see a dude like staring at her, it's like, damn, what's she making that face for? I'm like, stop looking at her.
No, but you would like if let's say you were in Hawaii and you're somewhere and you'd be like, oh,
no, I get it.
I'd like to fucking zap her.
Yeah, you just like,
this is a nice backdrop for you to come to.
She gets in the water and fucking just fries her ass. You turn it on, you don't realize, it's just like.
Yeah, I think it's like.
Man kills his bitch in the ocean.
In the ocean with fucking vibrating underwear. Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
It's like woman attracts shark with electric magnetic field.
She comes while she gets eaten. She's like,
but I guess it's like, do you think it's more of a kink for the man or the woman? Is it like it's either the control for the man or the lack of control for the woman? Like you send your girl off to work and she's fucking,
I don't
know if it would be.
She's like
it's both for her because she can't stop. It's that.
But I think they're doing it when they're not even together.
I mean, like, no, I don't think so.
No.
That's the part I don't think. I think it's when we're together and the control might be there and the excitement for her.
I think there's a couple. I think if they're doing that, they're also doing it like, okay, you go to work, I'll I'll go to work and like while you're
I
at
don't
work,
know.
I could make you fucking
Nah, I
come
don't
at
think
any
so.
point of the day. I'm confident.
You don't want to make your lady horny while she's not with you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I would be
but
very
it's
much
you
so like, what you
doing
doing
it.
right now?
Nah.
And it's not even making her horny. You're just like fucking. I don't know.
Yeah, nah, I don't
Right
think
in
so. I
if
don't
you're
think-
one of these people.
But
that do this.
that's just exhibitionist shit. That's
Yeah.
exhibitionism, yeah. Which
Yeah,
is a thing.
I mean, to each their own.
And it's just in their vagina. The whole. It's like a butt plug.
It's like
for the
on their
vagina.
clit.
Oh, it's on. It
their
just
clit.
rests on the clit. Oh,
Yeah,
so it is like underwear.
I believe. Yeah, it's like
Like a
on the
pad?
underwear,
Yeah.
on the
A
clit,
period
and
pad,
then it
but
probably
it
just goes
vibrates?
fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Because those things are nuts, bro. If you look at like the rows and all that shit, the way it, bro, that shit like sucks, spits, it fucking goes like this. It's fucking wild,
It
bro.
can't be that one though, can it?
No, I mean that would be too big
just
to hold
fits like
on.
a
Yeah.
jock
She
strap.
would look like she was walking around.
She's with
a
a dick, yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's a soccer player.
But so
Soccer players wear cups.
Women, female.
No, I'm just saying she would look like
I
a
see what
soccer
you're saying.
player.
soccer player wearing cups would be such a wild thing.
Oh,
don't kick me in my
That shit
kick me in my
hurts.
cunt.
They're all just getting zapped
Yeah.
by their men in the audience.
That would be a great league to start.
Yeah.
That's how we get
She's
the
about
W.
to
That's
score.
how we get the WNBA fucking viewership up. All the
Put them all with
the
fucking
players
vibrating
fall.
underwear.
They're all
See Caitlin
strapped.
Clark pull it from 3 and just come at the same time. If the whole just 20,000 people could just
She's about to hit the game winner and
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
fucking
Not
zapped
today,
others. That's crazy.
Oh man. Fuck.
What
I'm gonna say something else. Hold on. Shit.
what?
Damn it. I forget.
Um
Zap. Oh, did you guys, when you played sports growing up, did you guys wear a cup?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Baseball, we wore a cup. And
Football.
that's really it. I didn't play football, so baseball and basketball is what I
I knew
played.
so many kids who never wore cups, but I always, bro, I was in such an awkward predicament because gym teachers, like I had to wear a cup in gym
Yeah.
because my mom let it be known that I
you
had
had
one
one
nut.
You had to
And
save that
it
night.
needed to be protected.
Well, who did she tell? The teachers.
Yeah.
Okay, but the teachers weren't telling the kids like, look at this fucking hoe.
No, luckily, yeah, they would pull me aside and be like, "You got your cup on." I'd be like, "Yeah,
Yes, Mr. Schwartz.
yeah." That would have been awful if they would
haven't-
just
haven't-
Nick, where are you?
You got your cup
protecting your
on,
missing
buddy?
nut. Yeah, that would have been horrific.
I
right,
wonder,
so-
I wonder
so-
what Janet's reaction was when she first lifted you up to change your diaper, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
No, because you had the contusion, and that's why, right? And it died? Oh, well, how did it happen?
No, so it just never dropped. It's called an undescended testicle. So it never dropped. At first, they thought like, all right, it's not dropped, but like sometimes
It'll
they come
eventually-
down
yes.
later. And then I went home and like I think a few weeks went by and it never came down. So I have a scar right here. They went in,
Took
and
it out.
pulled. It was just like
Oh.
dead cells basically, and they just pulled it out, and stitched it up.
Oh, it wasn't even a formed nut at the
No,
time.
yeah, it just looked like nothing.
How old are you?
Had to be a baby.
Mad. I don't even think one.
Okay, so you're
Mad
a baby,
young.
baby.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. I don't even remember it.
Damn. I mean, listen, your nut's probably stronger than
It's
a lot of
fucking-
double
yeah,
nuts.
I bet it's bigger than, well,
overcompensated.
your nut definitely because of the whole,
Yeah, because I had testosterone. It makes my nut small.
it's a substantial nut, yeah.
It does make my nuts small. I remember that was one of the weirdest things when I first got on testosterone, and I realized because people would tell you like, "Yo, your nuts are gonna get small because you're not producing testosterone naturally anymore, so your body just stops producing." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." And I had big balls, so I was just like, I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, how small can they get?" And I remember the first time where I like went to go grab my nuts, and I was like.
Just an empty fucking
And I'm
mail
feeling
bag.
it. It's just skin. And I had to like push in and feel it. And I was like,
So they're gone, huh?
yo, they're small. But they're going back and forth. I think like,
Oh, interesting.
yeah, like sometimes they'll like hang. Sometimes they don't, bro. But they are significantly smaller. And I didn't think I would care. I don't care anymore. But in the beginning, it's kind of weird. Like you're all dick and no balls. It's just like, damn, dog. Damn, dog. It's a weird fucking feeling.
You want to know what I had to do yesterday? I was so uncomfortable. Oh my God. I go to fucking my ex's and like one of the baby goats is like, they grow so fucking quickly. He's got talking about big balls,
Yeah,
bro.
those
It's fucking
hang.
huge. And like, if she let it go, he's going to like fuck his sisters and like,
Word?
So she's like, can you come help me? So she's holding the goat And she has like these pliers that you squeeze and they open up here. You put a rubber band around them and you put it around his balls and you take it off and it holds and it cuts the blood supply off.
And it dies?
And it kills his nuts. And I literally, I put it around his nuts and I was closing it and I was like, I won't be able to live with myself if I do it. And I undid it. I took it off and I handed it to her. I was like, I can't be a part of this.
Oh, that is a manly thing to do. I like that.
I can't do it to my guy right here. Oh. I was like, why can't you just?
How long does it take to die? They gotta leave it on for like a week, I would imagine.
I bet it happens pretty quick, dude.
Yeah?
Bro, the fucking rubber band is like this small.
I'm squeamish. I don't like that shit.
It's so tight. And their nuts are, bro, one nut is like this.
He's got big ass
They're fucking
balls.
big ovals, dude.
So, but I don't understand. So she's not gonna, you made him.
So the problem right now is fucking.
There's too many of them.
Not even. What's already going to happen? We're going to have a bunch of retarded goats probably because during mating season, which just
they're
passed,
incest.
Luke 2 years ago fucked all these goats appropriately and they gave birth. We had like 8 baby goats and they're all his kids. And he fucking broke out of his pasture during mating season this year, fucked everybody, his kids and his wives.
Oh
and
my
now
gosh,
all the kids
bro.
are fucking pregnant. And, you know, we didn't want... And so we...
Did you have schmortions?
He's... No. They might just come out dead, to be honest.
Word?
We'll see how
Is there a chance that they come out normal?
I think there's a chance they come out normal. I think, like, you know, when human being relatives fuck, it's like... I think it's like a, you know, a 20% chance of fucked upness.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be
Is
kind
it
of cool.
20%? Is that low? If you fuck like your sister, it's 20% chance.
Sister might be higher. I'm talking like cousins.
Cousins. I mean,
so this is his
Colombians.
daughter. This is his
Colombians.
daughter.
They're
You
all
bang your
fucking their
daughter?
third cousins and shit.
I don't even.
Banging your daughter. Yeah, that's what he did.
That's wild.
But we'll see. You know, a couple one-eyed goats would be kind of cool.
Just with warts
Could be
growing out,
good.
3
Sell them
horns.
for a ton of money.
Be good for content.
Damn, dog. That's such a wild thing.
Turn into the ant lady. Where the one-eyed goats at? Nobody wants to hear
Why
your
can't
joke.
she just get a goat that's not and let him fucking just tear her up?
Well, I think
Because he
I think
can't just fuck one goat. That's terrible.
Word? He can't just fuck one. He won't just fuck one goat
No.
if you get him a goat that's not his family.
What
and
man
just
wants to
tear that
fuck
up?
one goat?
if there's other,
I need 5 goats.
if there's other goats in the vicinity, bro, you couldn't keep him.
I'm saying if you put one female goat in the pen with him, like, all right, dog, when you know what I'm saying, take it out on her. He wouldn't just keep fucking her. He would still want to get out and fuck the rest of his family.
Yeah, if he knows.
Word?
Yes.
Oh, what a dirty,
They're savages,
dirty
bro.
motherfucker.
I mean,
Bro, it's crazy.
somebody's tired of fucking Halle Berry. You think he's gonna fuck? that
Yeah, oh
sick
man,
goat?
dog. But
Let's
that's
go.
but how crazy is that? That's the natural instinct of a male
man,
goat.
yeah,
Of like,
yeah.
you give me this fucking one female goat, I'll fuck my sister.
yeah.
Bro, like what the fuck? That
He
shit is
doesn't
crazy.
remember.
Yeah,
He goes a whole off season just eating twigs and grass. He forgets he even has.
And he's
kids.
looking at her like, did I
he's
fuck you already?
yeah.
You know what animals are fucking wild, bro? So I found this guy on IG. I'm gonna send you his Instagram. It's so good. He narrates like crazy animal videos. He's a streamer. You've definitely seen some of his videos, but like he'll like narrate these orca videos, bro. Orcas are like apparently they're like insanely smart. And they do this, they have this tactic. So how they kill, so they'll kill like another whale, bigger species of whale, and they do it as a team. So these orcas, he's narrating a video, and the orcas are in a circle, right? And they keep just flipping. Every one of them is flipping, okay? And there's one orca in the middle, and they're essentially drowning it. They're drowning the orca in the middle, but not because they want to kill it. They're training. They're drowning the younger orca to show him this is how we kill other species. So they're drowning it. And then right after they're done, there's a huge whale, like half a mile up. They swim up to this gigantic whale and they show in real time and they kill this fucking thing, dog. And the way they do it is because the whale has to blow the air out of the blowhole. But it can't because they're pushing the water down and it's creating like these waves that doesn't allow the water just keeps getting in the fucking hole. So they drown this fucking thing, dog, and then eat it.
Wow.
Bro. And then they show them killing a seal. And the seal's on this huge piece of ice. One orca just comes fucking full speed. Boom, hits the ice. All the ice cracks. The seal's like, what the fuck? And so he's chilling now on one little piece of ice. and they're just swimming in
Circling
circles around him, swimming underneath him, and finally one orca comes like full speed, hits that piece of ice, seal goes flying, they drown it first, and then kill that motherfucker, bro.
That's fire.
What kind of crazy gangster shit is that? Killer whales are nuts.
Yeah, that's fire.
I think they're the most dangerous.
They
like,
are.
Animal, yeah.
They are. But apparently there's no known, this is another crazy fact.
kill
There's
humans, right?
there's no known wild orca attacks in the wild, and they think it's because orcas are so smart that they're worried about human retaliation. Which is yes.
Maybe
well,
they
that's
don't see
that's what
enough.
it, that's
Maybe
what
they-
comes up as AI. That's what AI says. Apparently, through
retaliation.
research, they're worried about that. I mean, look, it could be bullshit, but that's what it says on.
Well,
the
there's not
internet.
enough. There's not enough of.
Well, no,
humans
the
out there
only
for them
the
to-
only orca attacks are like at SeaWorld and shit when they
then
kill these
beat the
motherfuckers.
shit out of
But they'll
them.
do wild shit. Like one of them ate a person, but one of them just bit the guy's leg and dragged him down to the bottom and just held it. Just held him down there.
That's crazy.
How wild is that? The motherfuckers like this.
I remember reading somewhere that someone just thought that they think we're like a dirty species,
Yeah,
so they don't munch on
like,
us.
yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
really? I mean, that could be
seen
it
a
too.
Dorito
Like we're
in
the
the
pigs.
ocean.
We're the
Yeah,
pigs
we're the
of.
pigs.
I mean, but they see sharks doing it all the time. I would imagine
They
be
probably
like,
look
sharks
down at
think he's
sharks.
delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The way we look
It's
at
like
fat
let
people.
them eat that. Yeah.
Kidding.
Let them eat them
Take it, I'm
roaches.
taking it.
Yeah.
No, I'll take that. I wasn't. I mean, everyone knows you're an
I
asshole.
love fat people.
Well, I beg
Listen,
to differ.
dude.
Debatable.
I'm nice to you.
Oof.
I'm trying to save myself.
That guy yesterday, he was like, he came in, take a picture, him and his girl, and we took pictures, and he looks at me and Lee, and goes, yo, Lee's like fucking fit.
Well,
And I was
he's
like,
fit, yeah.
I was like, you trying to suck his dick? Lee's like, oh, thank you, brother. That was super nice. Thanks. They just kept saying, yeah, like touching himself and shit. I'm like, hey, yo, dog.
He was touching himself.
Yeah, well, he was just
in
like-
comparison. To
Yeah,
Lee?
like, yo, like, he's like, yeah, fucking. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I know Lee was like,
Was he in shape?
no, he was a little chubby guy.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was like when he dapped him up, he like felt Lee.
That's funny.
He felt Lee, and it was just like, wow,
I heard
firm,
him.
what
I
a
heard him say
man.
the first part.
Was he
but
with a woman or not?
Yes.
I heard him say the first part. I didn't hear the rest. So I was just like, dang.
You disassociated when he felt you up?
Yeah, he just started fucking
Holy
twitching.
shit, dude. Jesus.
Thank you, brother.
All right, I feel like we should talk about life after death.
Yeah,
So we went to prison.
we went to prison. We had it was really,
days.
really dope.
That was so dope. That was so dope.
I wish we could talk about some of the interaction, but we can't because I have to keep.
cannot,
I have to
yeah.
keep. But it was amazing. We had a
Great
really
feeling.
good time. A lot of good stuff coming out of there. We just got to get everything
learned a lot.
approved. What'd you learn?
Learned that he looks like a wrestler.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny. Some of the guys would build my confidence up so much, but then the Jamil kid who was literally the exact same size as me just kept calling me little over and over again the whole fucking 3 days.
What's so funny is Nick went in there like, and he found that similarity with.
Well, there
the
ended up
prisoners.
being pull-up bars
Well,
in
right,
the fucking
and
gym.
So he's doing like muscle ups with these
Yeah.
prisoners and all this shit. And then where he fucked him up is then he started talking about nutrition. So you guys getting a lot of protein in there?
Me and Chris talked about it a bunch. I was asking him what kind of food they get. He was like,
Bro.
I think it's like turkey mixed with soy is what
Yo,
it seems
it's
like to
crazy,
me. And I was
bro.
like, that's brutal, dude.
He's like, sorry, man. It's like guys should really be
you
getting
want me to sneak
fucking
in some
elk.
grass-fed ground beef? Or...
That's what Nick
And it was
lost him.
bumming me out, too, that they can't get any type of routine going because they get 1 hour outside a day and it can just be at any fucking point in the day. Anywhere from 7 in the morning till fucking 8 at night. And it's just whenever it is.
I'm telling you, dude, it is, it is wildly, their life is wildly difficult on the daily. And I think, that's why they were so appreciative. Most people have this idea that if you go in there, and at first it is like that. They're very much so who are you? what kind of
A
person are
couple of them
you?
were standoffish.
Yeah,
in the
they'd be
beginning.
standoffish. They're trying to figure out.
I didn't
are
even
you
feel that for that long. I feel like you did such a good job of going in there.
Intro, yeah.
And because really, I don't think there's anybody on planet Earth who could have done what you did for real. Because, obviously it's a comedy class, but one, you're a professional comedian. Two, you used to work in law enforcement. And three, you were a criminal before that. So you were able to like
relate? Yeah.
relate and I don't know, I feel like you just got them to buy in and like be open to what we were doing so quickly.
But it was honestly, it was all of us because it was different people, and they realized that we weren't going in there with an agenda. And I think like a lot of them said to me after, they were like, "Yo, like we've done so many of these." But they'd be like, "This motherfucker was just here for a check." Like, and they a few of them have said that. Like, they're smart enough to understand that as a nonprofit, a lot of people don't build nonprofits to actually help a cause, but to like just get some dough, get some grants or whatever. And they realized early, it's like, bro, I haven't got grants. Everything that I've done for this, we've done with no money, our own time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think they can see that, and they can see that, like, and I want, bro, we're gonna set the date for next month. I want to keep going. I feel like there's so many, like the production studio that I wanted, the mobile production studio. I think is gonna be so good for them, bro. If we could sit down and just do this, we have FX3s too. Like even if it was like just us, like we sit down with them, put a fucking camera up, and we bullshit and talk to them outside their cell, and because these guys have such wild stories, and they were so naturally good at comedy. Yeah. Just, you know what I mean?
Really fucking wild, bro.
Yeah,
like
everything.
Even the ones who like, some were better than others, obviously, but just the fact that they were all able to even just get up there and like, even just be coherent and like just move and be themselves. It was really fucking wild.
And they changed. Like I remember in the beginning,
the first day to the last day, you could tell.
You could tell a huge difference. One of the biggest things that I saw, which was wild, one of the first pieces of advice that you gave them was, hey, when you come up with the mic, don't hold it from the top. Like,
Yeah, like a rapper.
Yeah, like a rapper. Like, hold it. They want to see your lips, blah, blah, blah. And I remember it was the Haitian dude who came up and he held it like this. And we were like, yo, don't hold the mic there. He's like, I'm fucking holding the mic however I want, and he got like kind of spicy with it and then held it and then was like, yeah, I'm locked up for hitting somebody's moms.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah. But like that was
cover
all
as much as your face as possible. Like,
yeah. And then he's talking, he's saying this thing, but you can tell it was nerves. It was uncomfortable. He didn't realize who. At the end, bro, every single one of them was holding the mic like this, walking, like, you know what I mean? It was just about like them understanding, all right, I'm safe with these dudes. Right. They're not looking to shit on me or make fun of me or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's why I really hope that the powers that be allow us to really like do something dope here, because it is very political. It's obviously very, we're working. It's a very thin line between like, being productive, or almost sometimes I feel like you could even be too productive, where, where that's
it's almost like they had such a good fucking time. You almost wonder if that's like problematic.
Well, yes, for some it is. At the end of the
Just
day,
because
bro,
some guys are clearly dick. I mean, bro, we did encounter like a lot of really nice people who worked at that
beautiful
facility,
people, bro. But that's the only reason this shit is still going, is because we have a group of people who really do care about these inmates, these guys, and want to help, that are inside the facility. These are people who work there every single day who really want to see these guys succeed and do something dope. But then you also have a group of people who are like, fuck these guys. Why are you helping these guys? You know what I'm saying?
I think outside of the prison, though, it seems like prison reform is like a pretty popular thing right now.
Of course.
Like people want to really help prisoners.
Of course. Yo, but there's look at just a few stories that we got and shit like that. The dude lost all his bread.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, I think we should talk about that.
So that's an example of like this guy, I mean, opened the fuck up by the third day, literally telling us the worst, what happened to him.
His worst day of his life. He goes up, starts. I thought he was like, I couldn't tell at first. Like some of us were laughing
because
we were like,
a bitch. Dude.
He was like,
never trust a woman.
Because we were very open with them in saying, listen, you don't have to come up here and just try to be funny, but you guys have so many stories. Just be detailed in your stories and tell these as detailed as possible, because the comedy will be there whether you realize it or not. Yeah. So when he's telling this story, And he goes, yeah, like pretty much today was the worst day of my life. I got the girl that I was in love with, who was with me for years. I made her my, what is it called? Power of attorney. Yeah. And right after she got my power of attorney, I had a big lawsuit with the New York City Department of Transportation. He got hit by a bus and was awarded $250,000. 210 was left. She took it all. Changed her number, and fucking moved.
Yeah.
Fucking moved.
She was at all his court
dates. But then I was talking to some of the other guys, and they were like, yo, that shit is common. Yeah. You get bitches who they see you as a pawn. Like, this guy's in a vulnerable spot. He's in prison, the worst time of his life. You make him feel like you love him. I got you, baby. I'm going to come to your court dates. I'm going to be there for you. And you're all he has. And then she goes, listen, you need to make me your power of attorney so I can do this and this and this for you and this for you. And he goes, yeah, okay.
She was watching his kid and shit.
Yeah, signs it over, dips. Changes her address, changes her phone number, and fucking dips. And the pain. I remember I gave him a hug. I was like, listen, take my information. I'll help you as much as I can.
He almost didn't come down.
Yeah, he almost didn't come down. Yeah. But he did. He came down and he was like, thank you. He was like, this is great. You guys really helped me today, and thank you. And he took my info, and I was like, you could tell he felt like, okay, there was light. I was like, there's light at the end of the tunnel.
It's life after death.
Yeah. Everything happens for a reason. We'll figure it out and we'll help you. Like, don't worry about it, brother. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so what's her name and what was the address?
Yeah, we have her name. I have it all on camera because I told Nick to record it. I was like, record this shit.
Are we okay to talk about that though? About this?
I think we can talk about this. You're telling her name. I feel like we're putting
No.
We're not going to talk about talking about their stories that they share with us. I feel like they share with us in confidence too.
No, it's not. I've asked them. I said, look, I want to.
We were filming it all.
Yeah, we want their stories to be heard.
The reason why I asked that is because he's saying that was the worst day of his life and he was shot.
Well, I asked him
5 times.
He was shot 5 times. Yeah. And he talked about that in the set. He was just like, I remember getting shot, and it wasn't even, they weren't even going after me. It was a fault. He said the guy stood over him and said, fuck, it's not him.
Yeah.
As he's dying.
And he was on his way to work, which.
It's just like he wasn't even in the street.
Yeah. He wasn't in the street.
He wasn't in the street. Gets shot fucking 5 times. And he's like, it's fucked up because, like, he came over me and was like, oh, fuck, it's not him.
Can you fucking plug up a couple of these holes?
Yeah,
please?
You mind calling the ambulance, my brother? Like, what the fuck?
Which is funny because the kid that you were talking about who was holding the mic like that, he had also been shot.
Yeah.
And we were going over some of his jokes and shit like that. And he had asked his boys and he said this in the set, he had asked his boys to call the ambulance. And it was like, yeah, we can't call 911. We don't want to go to jail for calling. So his own boys couldn't help him.
Bro, you know how many times these guys die, or they'll be like, yo, we can't do anything. Like, we're not calling 911, we can't help. Or they'll drop them in front of the hospital.
Yeah, do that. Or
some people do that, but even then, when you're driving to the hospital, you're in a car, license plates. That's the first thing the cops are going to do is go look. So these guys have to get out, drop it. Now they have a picture. You know what I mean? So a lot of these guys are like, I'm not going to prison, which is like, it shows you, it's like, those aren't your people, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those aren't your people. And look, at the end of the day, like, these guys, live a very difficult life and they have to make very difficult decisions on, in a very fast time period. I don't judge, like, a lot of these dudes, man, like we're talking to Nick, very humble, but
they're regular dudes.
Humble, it really huge, because I really had, I went to prison a bunch, but I never interacted with inmates like that.
Right.
And it really puts things in perspective and it humanizes them, and you realize and then you listen to these guys tell stories and it's like, bro, half of them didn't even have a fucking choice. It's just the older fella who was he was a drug addict and he used to get in trouble at his house, but not for smoking drugs, because he smoked them outside and not in his bedroom.
Yeah.
And his mother was an addict also, and it's like, what else was he going to be?
That was so funny.
Well, not even that. When Mel went up there and said, like, yo, where my crack babies at? Fucking half the room was like, yeah. Bro, that says a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
These guys were born into a circumstance that already... And these guys and Mel was like the most humble, intelligent, smart. He's like, I'm a chef and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, damn, bro, like,
Were we thinking the wrong kind of chef this whole time?
I was cooking it up. No, he said he went to like culinary school and like, so I told him, I said, yo, when you get out, because he got shipped upstate.
Yeah, that was another thing that was very sad is the guys that were in the program, they go to court the next day and they can't show up and then they're gone for the rest of the program.
Yeah. We started with 21 and we finished with 9?
8. Yeah.
And like,
and they were so excited for the program.
Yeah, and they were so excited to get their diplomas.
Ways,
and I still have all their certificates. I'm gonna mail it to the guys who weren't there. But yeah, like I told Mel, I said, bro, when you get out, talk to Ed, because him and Ed are really tight. Talk to Ed. I said, whatever we gotta do, we'll do content. Come to my crib, bro. We'll do it in my fucking apartment. We'll set up the fucking camera. You make some fucking food thing. We'll figure it out. But show you that like this shit is real, dog. Like you can really do this, you know? You can really do this and tell your stories. You can do like prison story, some sort of like prison story / food
cooking.
content.
Yes,
you're making food, we're chopping it up, we're fucking talking, we're cooking, and you're telling stories about your life. Bro, there's nothing like that, dog. Like the stories that they have.
What if you could cook me a meal that you would have had in prison? Show me what you're eating in there.
Well, a lot of people do that, but I ain't eating that shit. That shit'll ruin me. I feel like I want him to show like his skills. Like, yo, make a fucking ribeye with some, you know what I mean?
I think that's the thing that's unique about people on social media. Like you juxtapose what you actually do with your experience. You're a chef, you've been in prison, mix those two things. That's the uniqueness of social media. You know what I'm saying?
No, it is. It's
salt this ribeye with some crack cocaine.
Bro, it's crazy because like even Nick is just
he's cooking up both.
Nick just be throwing in
over the top,
just doing it to himself. He'd be like cooking, but also cooking crack cocaine, whipping it up.
Right, you merge your two interests.
Yeah,
so stupid, bro.
That was a very sad moment where guys are like, you know, you can see them opening up and then like I gotta go to like Cash. He was asking all the right questions. Yeah. He was just like really into it. He's like, yo, I think I can really do this, and this is something that I want to do. Boom.
But also going upstate is like a good thing for all of them.
It's a good thing for them.
It is, because they're closer to coming home.
Closer to coming home, and it's just they're better facilities, according to them.
Yeah.
They get more... they're giving more responsibility. They're given more freedom, essentially, in those places.
I mean, I live not too far away from, I forget what the name of it is, but there's a massive jail in Ulster County, potentially. And it's fucking, I drive by it and I'm like, I can fucking live here, dude. The view is gorgeous. It looks like Hogwarts, bro.
Nick is hilarious.
Rikers is a fucking, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, Rikers is, you know, like we're talking with San Quentin and Pelican Bay in Cali. Because like those are the ones we want to do in California. But the crazy part is like every facility, what we're learning, every facility comes with its own totally different set of challenges. Because in New York, the race thing is a thing, but not really. You know what I'm saying? Blacks and Hispanics are together, right? So like there's a room of black. It was all black and Hispanic in our class.
That made me a little bit uncomfortable.
But they were together.
The only white people were the overseer and fucking Nick.
Yeah, the overseer is Nick, yeah. So it was wild because like it was all black and Hispanic, but they were all together and they all know each other. They can have conversations, talk to each other. In Cali, the race shit is like, Josh is like, we're going to have to figure it out because you can't have the Mexicans sitting next to the blacks. The blacks can't be sitting next to the whites. Yeah, it's like a thing. So we're trying to figure out like, okay, are we going to have to do 3 different courses where I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it with the white guys, the Mexicans, and then the blacks? I'll do it if I have to, but it's like, it's almost like, is there a way for me to like be the first one to say, nah, let's get y'all together?
Of the best
yes,
behaved.
And bring y'all together?
I think that's only who's allowed to do this typically though, no?
Yeah, but still, they may.
What do you mean?
Like the people who are allowed to come down and do these types of things are always.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Here's the real issue, and it's not even that they would do. Let's just say we get them all to get along, okay? There's gonna be a Mexican guy or a black dude or a white guy when they come back and be like, "Oh, you fucking you with those spicks
and you didn't fucking."
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you with the crackers? You know what I'm saying? They go, you're going against your race. So it's not. I'm not even necessarily worried about these guys like getting along. I think they get along, which is so dope. I'm more worried about the politics of them going back and getting
getting
fucked up or something wild happening because they're mixing races.
Right. Also, too, the cool thing about it is that a lot of these guys even though they saw each other, they didn't know each other. Now it humanizes them even more while they're in there. Right. Yeah. So now you know so much more about this other person who you knew nothing about. And that kind of brings them together, which is what you wouldn't be able to do. It might work in those prisons where they have the race thing, but you go back to your, to your chambers or whatever, to your block, and you just like got to go back to the same shit, and you might get fucked up, like you said.
Yeah,
so it's very difficult.
So but it is wild. Like I think, because one of the OGs, he told us, he said he was raised. It's my son. Hold on, let me pick up. Hey, baby, I'm at the podcast right now. You okay?
I just need. Can I get something that's 99 cents?
Yes, baby.
Thank you.
All right, I love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Only call me for fucking money, these motherfuckers. That's it. So I was talking to one of the OGs, and it's wild. We were comparing stories, and he was telling me that like he grew up with all women. And that, like, so he's very big on, like, being good to women and they're the queens and, you know what I mean? And he was telling me about some, like, domestic violence shit that his mother had went through. And I was crazy because, I remember when I was a cop, I was doing OJT. I was doing on-the-job training for a younger guy. And it was, like, 3 a.m. We were working midnights. And I had him in the car, and I'm kind of just, telling him, whatever bullshit information I was telling him. And a taxi cab pulls up. And he gets out. He runs to my car. He's like, I have this girl in the back, sir. She's really fucked up. And and I'm like, okay. So like we get out. We go over to the taxi. I open the back door. So she has no shoes on. Her legs are all fucked up. Her orbital bone in her face is completely crushed in. And she has strangle marks on her throat. And I open the door. And her shirt's ripped. Like fucking her breasts were out. So I open the door. And she visibly like... She was 18 years old, okay? So I was like, all right, mama, like, you're okay. Like, don't worry. I got her, like, a shirt, and I had to pick her up. I was like, do you trust me? I'm here to help you. Like, and she was like, okay. And I had to carry her to my RMP. And I didn't call EMS because she could tell she wasn't comfortable with anyone. So I carried her into the RMP. I told my lieutenant, like, I'm going to drive her there so she feels protected, and we'll go down to the hospital. We'll take her straight. So what ended up happening was she was in the city. So she's from Cali, and she left on some like rebellious shit. She left her parents to go meet this guy that she fell in love with in New York, who was much older than her. And she was 18, obviously a child. They were together for a week. And I guess on the last night, she did something he didn't like, and he tried to kill her. He beat the shit out of her. It was like in the middle of Times Square. Fucked her up, tried strangling her. He was literally strangling her to death. And the cab driver saw. He like somehow was able to like open the door and was like, come on. And she like got in. He closed the door and he drove her to the airport. So, I remember like when I first brought her there, I was kind of just like sitting by her side, and bro, she was fucked up, dog. It was such a wild thing because she was so young, and she was my sister's age at the time. I just remember being like, fuck, like what a terrible situation. So I call her father. I said, you got to give me your father's number. I want to call your father. So I call the father, and he's like, he was like, he obviously he's the father, bro. That's his daughter. He's like, what? He's like, she left to go do this. And I said, I was like, I think you need to, he was like, are you going to put her on a plane when it's done? I said, no, I think you need to come and get her. So this man at, whatever, it was like 5 a.m. by that point. So 2 a.m. in Cali, getting on the next flight to fly back. And I remember, just like how traumatic it was for him to walk in and see his daughter.
Yeah.
That fucked up, and I think about like some of these other guys' stories about domestic violence. I don't think people realize like how traumatic that shit is to see, whether it's your mom or your daughter or whatever. That fucked up, dude. And it's like life changing, it's fucking life changing for these dudes. And that's why like when I was hearing these guys tell their stories in Rikers, you know, I could feel that fucking pain of like, my mother been through that. And you know what I mean? So like talking to them about these stories was really dope because it allowed me to like relate to them on a different level. Like, you know, obviously it's very different. I was a police officer at the time, but it was similar where I'm like, yo, I get it. I understand.
Still human. You're still human.
You know, it was fucking brutal, bro.
Yeah. And a lot of them, when they see guys who were in there for DV cases, it kind of triggers them.
Yeah, that shit is, and it's one of the most dangerous things ever. Like, I've had a few domestic violence, like bad calls. I had one where this girl, her man had just come, snuffed her, black eye, bleeding from her nose, and he's gone now. He drove off. Okay, so when this happens, you got to do something called a DIR. It's called a domestic incident report, and it's essentially just a report that asks them all these different lists of questions about the perp, essentially about the dude who just put their hands. And 99% of the time, dog, they're just, I don't want to get him in trouble. He's a good guy. He's this, he's that. And you know, I remember at first it was frustrating for me.
It's a fear of retaliation.
Yes, but it was frustrating for me at first because I was a newer cop. So like, I was just like, look at your face. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? He doesn't love you. You know what I mean? And they would get frustrated with me. And I realized after that how I had to like take a step back and be compassionate and be like, and understand that like, it's a lot deeper than any of this shit, because you know, you don't know how he is when he's not angry. You know what I'm saying? He could be really soft and romantic and I love you and I'm sorry and this and that, you know what I mean? And then it just kind of just snaps. So I've learned quickly that like, okay, you can't be like that.
Or they feel responsible.
They feel responsible. I did this.
Something wrong.
I made him angry. You know what I mean? I did this. So it's just like, it's such a fucked scenario. You know what I mean? Because it is tough for cops, bro. It is tough for cops when it's like, you know, you see this shit happen. It's like, bro, put this motherfucker on paper, put him in jail. Like, you know what I mean? Just do the small thing of like, tell me his information, you know? Yeah. And it is the most dangerous job as a police officer, period, because emotions are super high. And at the end of the day, if your adrenaline is pumping more than my adrenaline, there's a more likely that you're going to fuck me up.
Right, because you're just coming there to be like, all right, I got to write
this what's going on? Yeah, what's going on? And you are having the craziest time of your life, and you're like, I'm going to rip your head off. Like, if your adrenaline's pumping, like, you know, like, I'm fucking scared. That's when your nerves are at its highest and, like, you can fight. That's what the problem was. Fighting, bro. I when I was at the bus terminal, I got into a fight with this trans person. Okay, so it was a male that was transitioning to a female, and very skinny. And I'm thinking like, we have to arrest this person. I forgot exactly what they did, but we have to arrest him. And I'm like, man, you know, put your hands behind your back. Blah, blah, blah. He's not listening. We get into like an altercation. Boy, that bitch was so strong, dog. Wow. So I'm trying to get, and I'm like, but it's because her adrenaline was so high. And I was like, please, bitch, just put your arms behind your back. So my sergeant comes on scene. I got her on the floor and I'm like, I'm trying to put these cuffs on. And he goes, I'm going to OC spray her. Just block yourself. I'm like, block myself, bitch. I have her in fucking handcuffs. I'm holding her. Bro, he OC sprays the both of us. Okay? That bitch turned into a man. And I turned into a girl, okay? She was like, oh, and I'm like, ah!
Oh, my God.
Bro, that shit is the worst. Have you ever been fucking OC sprayed?
No.
Lee, that shit is the worst, dog. I let go. I was like, oh.
God, such a... Why couldn't you just help you pin her down?
Because he was probably nervous, too. He was like, I don't know what's wrong.
I don't want to touch her.
I have a stupid question, but just curious. Do trans people normally think that gender is a construct? So if you're male transition into female, that's not the right term. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Look, I don't know what the right term is. I could be fucking it up. I'm sure people...
I know what you're asking. You're asking if like every trans person is also of the belief that like gender is fluid and...
Right.
No, I don't think so.
Like a lot of men who transition feel like they're women. So they fully believe in the male-female thing. They just feel they're in the wrong body.
Right.
And then I think it's a totally separate thing to believe whether you're not like you're a they them. Some days you feel like a guy.
So those are two completely
I
separate.
think it's all under the umbrella of the LGBTQ community, but I don't think every trans person believes that
the
gender is not
fluid.
yeah.
Right. It's just like I'm a male transitioning to a female, and I believe that there
I'm
are
a
two
female.
genders.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah. That makes sense.
I believe
that makes
so.
sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, I just
no, but that
took
shit, bro. That was shit. It was always like a very like slippery. Like when you would collar a man transitioning to a woman, a lot of them have got breast augmentation, so they'd be like,
you have to
or
have
or
a female
or they
officer.
didn't. Even worse, they didn't, but they would wear a bra. So like, as a male officer, you can search a female, but it's not. It's
thorough.
like
It's not
frowned. It's frowned upon almost. So you want to get a female officer to do it. So like in these situations, it was always very like, we're like, Lou, like, do we take like they take off the bra? He gets a bra. Can we search the bra? Like and it's just like we would always be like, I don't know, like. It was always just up in the air. No one fucking knew. It's like, it was
Either way, when you get the central booking, you got to open the ass cheeks. So it's gonna.
It doesn't matter. Everyone's ass cheeks look the same.
Everyone's ass cheeks got to open up. Sorry, Nick, you've never been to central booking, but that's what happens.
You have to. You had to show
You
your
have
butthole.
to open up your asshole to make sure you're not holding.
Like touch
nothing.
your toes, open up.
No, it's just
if
like
you're gonna get lodged, you got to be fully searched, and part of it is bend
you
over.
open up your own cheeks.
Show me the position.
No.
Show me the position.
Just look it up on the internet.
You got to bend over, or you just
No, you got to
lean
squat. They tell you to
squat.
they tell you to
bend over a
squat
little bit
forward
and
go.
Because if
and
you
you
cough,
gotta-
it'll fall out.
If you got anything in there and you cough,
But
it'll
you gotta-
it'll like I don't know. I guess the rectum will
prairie
like,
dog, it'll pop out like a groundhog.
groundhog.
Yeah.
You got to open your own cheeks.
Damn, was that the worst part of it for you?
Nah, I don't think so. I think
He's like, nah, that shit was fine.
Yeah,
that shit was fine, dog.
I don't mind opening my asshole for strangers, dog. Nah, it's part of it. But yeah, no matter what you in for, they treat you like you just shot somebody in the face. So
Really?
yeah, because they don't care.
How
what
angry
you do.
is the person whose job it is to look into just 58 buttholes?
Well,
a day?
so look, corrections, and we're working alongside Corrections for Life. I have that, so I appreciate all of you guys. But at MCB, Manhattan Central Booking, right? When you're going when you have a prisoner and you're bringing him to Central Booking in Manhattan, you're essentially pawning him off to the Department of Corrections. Okay, now they are the worst. They will try to deny you from lodging your prisoner for fucking anything under the sun because they don't want to deal with it. So they'll kick him back for anything. Bro, I've brought prisoners where they're like, he had blue cargo pants on, and they were like, we're not taking him because he has the same pants as us.
So what do you do?
And I'm like, so I was like, huh? Like, what the fuck are you talking? I'm like, well, where do you? There's a homeless shelter around MCB. It's a homeless shelter. Go around to the homeless shelter. They'll give you some sweatpants. So I had to parade this motherfucker to a shelter to get him sweatpants, to put him in sweatpants, to then lodge him. And even then, they're like, now he has to speak to the nurse because you have to speak to the nurse. And these nurses are the worst. They're all like old school Jamaicans, and they're fucking Jamaican bitches.
they hate
Wah,
their
wah.
jobs.
But they also don't want to deal with it. So they'll ask him 1,000,001 questions. One of the things you always tell a prisoner is like, yo, if you don't want to get stuck at the hospital, okay, for fucking a week, when they ask you these questions, just say no to everything. Because they'll ask you, have you taken medication before? If you even say, yeah, I've taken medication, I've taken Xanax one time for whatever, they're like, oh, go to the hospital, you need to get cleared. And now we're sitting at the hospital forever, bro. Forever. It is a fucking nightmare. The first time I went to MCB, I didn't do a thorough search. I always did a thorough search after this. You know the little pocket in the jeans? I didn't search it, okay? And I'm a new cop.
He had drugs in there?
Bro, I'm a new cop. I just called this guy. I'm bringing him to MCB. You know, the sergeant told me to search him 1,000,000 times. Search him again, because I was a new cop. I'm like, this motherfucker search. I remember being like, yo, he don't got nothing, bro. Like, fuck. I remember bringing down, it's like this long tunnel. I bring him into MCB, and they do a search, okay? And he starts fucking tapping him, bro. And he pulls out a crack pipe with a huge rock in it, okay? And he looks at me. The CO does. He pulls it out.
Damn, that pocket is so small.
I know.
For a
And
crack.
he looks at me. Yeah, but it was a small rose, the rose joint.
Right.
So he like stuffed it in there.
Yeah.
So, and has a rock in it. And he pulls it out and he just looks at me. And I was like, because this is a big deal. This is a problem at this point, right? Because now what he really could do is say, bring him back, charge him with the crack pipe, the contraband, and the rock, and then you have to bring him back again. And if I had to bring that motherfucker back to the command as a new cop, bro, they would have roasted me. Instead, he looked at me, and I was like, I was petrified. I'm like, I'm so sorry. You know? He looks at me, he throws it in the garbage, and goes, come on. And I was like, damn, dog. Because he could have made my life a living fucking hell.
Wow.
But he didn't. He just threw that shit out. And
That was a break for the.
What was the initial charge,
guy
though?
too, right?
That was a break for the guy, too, yeah.
What was the initial charge?
I don't remember. It might have been like fucking grand larceny or some shit. I don't remember.
Oh, that's a bigger charge than the possession.
Yeah, it was a fella. It was fella. It was grand larceny. He like robbed. I don't know, bro. I don't remember any of that shit.
You know what? Could that be a defense though? It's like, yeah, well, you tell your lawyer like, yeah, I mean, I was trying to rob somebody, but it was the crack that made me do it. You know what I'm saying? And now that you throw,
can we put the rock in the cell, please? Let me go.
yeah.
What's even crazier is imagine, because they ask you, they'd be like, "Did you search him?" And you'd be like, "Yeah, I searched him." And like normally some of the guys would just be like, "All right, let's get a quick pat down or whatever." But he did a thorough search. And man, he in there just fucking puffing on his fucking rock now because I left him.
You know,
with that
I don't. Yeah, I guess you do get. And when you're in central booking or in a holding cell, you have on. It's not till they transfer you to county that you get the jumpsuit.
Yeah, you don't get the jumpsuit. So you take out their laces, no wallet.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
belts,
well, they can take a wallet, but they
laces.
can only have up to $100 in there.
No, they take. I thought they took.
No, we don't
everything.
take. You can have up to $100 because when you get out from seeing a judge, they want you to have some money to be able to take a cab or whatever. So if you have up to 100, everything else gets vouchered. So if you have $105, we can only give you $100. $5 would be vouchered at the command. You have to come back and pick it up.
And they put it in the Ziploc.
Yeah,
they put all your stuff in the Ziploc. Yeah.
And that's another thing, bro. When you do shit for like safekeeping or like anything with a department, sometimes that shit is a nightmare to get.
Yeah, to get back.
Well, fuck yeah, bro.
I thought
You
they
got to
just
go
give
through
it to you through
if it's safekeeping, they'll normally just give you come to the command. But if it's like vouchered as like evidence, good.
Oh
luck.
yeah. Because they got
good
check
luck,
that shit
motherfucker.
out.
The DA has to release that shit, and those motherfuckers are so overworked, and they don't know half the shit that's going on.
A lot of red tape.
That's fucking. It's really sad, bro. Those DAs get paid nothing, and they get cases upon cases upon cases. It is impossible to do a good, thorough job as an ADA. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Yeah.
They're too overworked. They got too much shit going on, and a lot of them just want to do their time so they can work on the defense side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just want to work on the defense side or move up to a different firm and do some private shit. You know, none of them want to fucking stay there. Very rarely you get dudes who like want to stay there. And if they do, they're like insane. It's like the fucking fat guy with like, you know, just hair from down here. Like, fuck, they look nutty, dog.
Penguin.
They look nutty.
Damn, bro.
I mean, the public defendants are way worse than the DAs because, you know, the DA is working for the state. So they're trying to get you locked up to make more money and to get those numbers up. But the public defendant is just like, all right, I got all these cases. Who's next?
Yeah, they're just doing plea deals, bro.
Yeah,
they're just doing plea deals.
shoveling them through. That's why you shouldn't get locked up if you broke.
That's like what Saul Goodman was in the beginning of his journey in Breaking Bad. And Better Call Saul?
Was he? I don't remember.
You don't remember that? No. I think so. Yeah, you would just do these random cases for like pretty much next to nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I think they get paid like $35,000 a year, and they're lawyers, bro. That's fucking insane.
It's like what is that, like
working
the
all
open
day.
mic scene of lawyering?
Yeah, no, yeah, but
you work
it's
your way into
no,
it.
but it's
I thought it was
actually
more
it's
prestigious.
It is
depending
very
on where
prestigious.
you
Like
are.
when you work for the DA, like it's a big deal. They just pay shit. But they look at it like, oh, you're doing
But you have
really
so
good
many
work.
connections by the time you get out of there. I would imagine it's like
it's politics. A lot of these guys who start in there and they
working for the DA is like a government job.
Yeah, it's like working for
You're working
for the city,
You're working
for the state of
yeah.
city or state of New York, you know? So it's like it is a big deal. It is prestigious. We've been going for a while, no?
Yeah, we can go to the Patreon.
Okay. All right, we're gonna hop over to Patreon, guys. We love you. Do you think I could tell that story? No, I can't.
Which one?
All right, we'll hop over. All right, guys, we love you.
Read the people.
Oh, yes. Let's read the people. Let's read the people.
Fuck. I gotta just favorite this shit.
We got to just type it like ask
But it
ChatGPT to take
changes.
all the names.
And it could have changed, but I didn't even check. Could have got a couple more. Shout out to Adriana, Aiden Cristal, Alejandro Martinez, Alice B. Ray, Allison, Angie Rios, Anthony Johnson, Anthony Monti, Anwar, Audrey Barrientos, Bernie Lomax, Bianca, Braden Banky, Brandon Martinez, Brittany H, By Any Means 21, Chad, Chris Soto, Chrissy, Cindy Lerma, Christian Mingle, Darlene Cravioto, Donnie Deuces, 82, D Slow, General Custa, Ismael Sazo, Jackie Vargas, Jessica Weiss, Johnny, Jonathan Gomez, Jordan L, Christy, Letitia Lovato, Levy, Lisa Marquez,
Quez, the Quez is always dope.
Marquez, Mama China Doll, Manny, R305, Michael, Mitchie, Mike T, Nita Benita, Rob Woods, Samantha Laza, Samantha Tripodi, Shapreza, Stockton McCrae Stewart, Tiny 1722, Ty Mama, Valerie LaCour.
That's it?
No. Xavi Alcantara. That's it.
Guys, thank you so
you guys.
much. We love you. We're going to high road to the
Appreciate
Patreon.
you,
We'll
man.
see you next week.